NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. They'll be happy with that in the fairway. Now a good chance to attack this hole.
Rich, it's not all gone. This is where you can pick yourself off the canvas. Start to string together one or two good shots in a row.
Wipe away all the negative thoughts from the bad start and just try to focus on what's in front of you. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. This can be a cruel game at times. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Oh, that hurts. Getting set now over the putt. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Let's take you down to the 7th hole. Just a solid performance to this point in the second round, Frank.
Yeah, it's been good. Really, it's been a fun watch. Sadly, the scorecard doesn't reflect the standard of golf we're seeing.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
No question.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, a bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker plays like.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
You really have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Frank, I don't know about you, but I love a good hot dog and a soda at the turn. Of course, it tastes a lot better after you've made par. How difficult is that proposition here at the 9th?
Well, if you stray with your tee shot here, you'll be making hamburgers, that's for sure.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, golf so often is a game of avoiding something. What do you want to stay away from here at the 9th?
You have to avoid that little pot bunker just short of this green. If the pin's at the back, it's fine. You can fly the ball into the middle of the green. But if the pin's on the front, just make sure you carry that little bunker.
In for birdie and now 2 under for the tournament. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, we were commenting earlier in the day that this round had really gone wrong. Are you surprised that he's been able to put it back together?
I certainly am. He'd lost his composure, his rhythm. So really to be playing this well so quickly after that, you tip your hat.
Always a chance in this game. On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. That is a solid par putt. Frank, here at the 11th, that is a massive bunker guarding the front right side of this green.
And every now and again, a tee shot plugs in there, making that second shot just absolutely horrible. Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Well done. Don't forget third round coverage coming your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner, saying so long for now. Frank, like all TPC golf courses, TPC Boston has the fan in mind. So you see those mounds throughout the golf course that gives people a chance to just sit, relax, and watch some golf. And there's a nice shady spot on the hill behind the 11.
Yeah, that's just before the 12th tee, and you really do get a look at the tee shots coming in 11, as well as the little undulations and contours on that massive green.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
He in the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Well, that is frustrating, Frank. Cannot get it out of the bunker.
He's not done yet.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Well, that's why on this golf course, Frank, there is a premium on hitting fairways.
You're exactly right. Might be also protecting against a flight, but that did anything other than flight.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
For par. In for par. Frank, the opening at TPC Boston, you could describe it as fun, gettable. It starts to change in character here at the 5th, doesn't it?
Yeah, beautiful par 4. You've got to be cognizant of exactly how far you can fly the ball, though, because there's 3 distinct sections of this green.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long, straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, hole shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Good putt. All right, Frank, now to the 6th hole. It's a 465-yard par 4. What are the keys?
Well, it's framed beautifully by the trees just in front of the tee, so you know exactly where you're trying to go down there. Two little bunkers on the right if you stray a little right, and if you stray a little left, you might just make it to the water.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Headed for the bunker? Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly, and keep your head still. Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, that looked for all the world like it was dead center.
I've got no idea how that missed.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. This is a pretty sizable par 5 here, Frank, the 7.
But it's reachable. There's some mounds down there. If you keep it down the right side, hopefully that tee shot can kick it a little forward. And then that green angled at about 45 degrees, very reachable.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Has it now sitting at 2 under par for the tournament. Hole number 8 now, 213 yards in length, a par 3. And Frank, what can we expect?
Really narrow at the front of the screen. A lot of mounding. Ball normally kicks towards the left. One place you don't want to go, though, is that left bunker. The bunker shot's all downhill from there. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on. Even par, currently.
Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Well, Frank, as they say up here in New England, that wraps up another wicked good round.
Yeah, you've just played one of the best golf courses up in the New England area, and it was the best time of the year to play it.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
It's an awkward length.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Birdie putt coming up. A par on this hole yesterday. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Settled over the ball here at the 15th, 421 yards on this par 4.
Uphill, you can see everything that you have to avoid. Find the green grass in between. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Moving a little bit to the right. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just playing excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament. Frank, I don't think they've come up yet with an EA Sports Bass Fishing Challenge, and this wouldn't be the time to do it, would it? 16th hole.
We might see if...
So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That will be a 3 over on the scorecard for this hole. Time to pick up and move on. Frank almost at the house, but still some work to do. 412-yard par 4 17th.
Yeah, just poke something down that right side. Really, it's the second shot. You've got to worry about that big mound in the middle of the green.
Really well played. Onto the fairway here at the 17.
Second shot.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
"12 feet still to go. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Frank, the par 5 18th here at TPC Boston. This is a chance to be a hero.
Oh, there is. The mere mortals play it down the left side. Everything slopes from left to right. But that bunker with a puff of breeze behind, if you can carry that, you are one of the longest hitters around.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here in the final hole. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
And it makes the green in regulation. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He needs this for bogey. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, we did see some good golf out there today, but others really struggled.
Yeah, any competitive player wants to win. We don't doubt that, but you know, we know you're not going to win them all. So it's still important for every golfer to continue to gain experience, to actually get something out of each and every tournament they play in.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Orlando Classic.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Might need some wings just to clear this hazard.
That water is looking rather intimidating.
After hitting it in the drink, this is the fourth shot.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. The scorecard is quickly adding up. This has to go in the hazard.
Needs to get up or it's going.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's the final round of the Northeast Invitational.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. And currently, that's exactly where they stand. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Always a pleasure to be along the coast of Maine, Lighthouse Point to be exact. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobile for EA Sports. Frank, this is sure to be another exciting day of golf out there. What are the challenges facing our players today?
The length of the golf course for a start, Rich, this golf course just under 7,700 yards. So it's one of the longest ones you'll play. And, of course, the cliffs, that's why it's called this. They certainly are in play. There is one double green out there. That's the 10th and the 13th hole. They share the same green. Lots of great design features, and you've got it on a prime day in great condition. So enjoy the round, and make sure you feast on the vistas as well.
Perfect. And in the hole. What a shot. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
when you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker.
Look out, this one is deep.
You just wave goodbye to the green as it goes over.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
It'll take some skill now.
And he's made the green. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Now at the 17th, and Frank a chance to make a birdie. Who knows, with a couple of huge pokes, you could make Eagle 3. This is a pretty stout hole at a little bit more than 600 yards.
It is, especially if that breeze comes off the water into your face. But normally you're protected here because the hills on the left will block that breeze. Bunkers all the way down the right side, you can see that. But yeah, you're right, 2 big hits. You might just reach this par 5 and 2. Birdie, perhaps even eagle on a good day.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich. Just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
No fairway here, this one in that rough. Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short, is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That hole certainly got the best of it. Triple bogey. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And yeah, it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, so seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy thing. Hole number 8 now, 213 yards in length, a par 3. And Frank, what can we expect?
Really narrow at the front of this green. A lot of mounding. Ball normally kicks towards the left. One place you don't want to go, though, is that left bunker. The bunker shot's all downhill from there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Frank, I don't know about you, but I love a good hot dog and a soda at the turn. Of course, it tastes a lot better after you've made par. How difficult is that proposition here at the 9th?
Well, if you stray with your tee shot here, you'll be making hamburgers, that's for sure.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, golf so often is a game of avoiding something. What do you want to stay away from here at the 9th?
You have to avoid that little pot bunker just short of this green. If the pin's at the back, it's fine. You can fly the ball into the middle of the green. But if the pin's on the front, just make sure you carry that little bunker.
That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. They'll take it. That's a par. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back 9. Second shot, good look at the green. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. Could use this one. This is for par. 3 under on the day. Moving on to the 11th here, Frank, and this par 3 has to be the toughest here at TPC Boston. 231 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, it plays a little uphill, so this hole really does suit the high ball flyers. There's a big ridge in the middle of the green, so when that flag's on the back, you've got to hit your best shot.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
This is an 11-foot putt. Now at -2 for the day. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports. It
in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That birdie will help, Frank.
Certainly moving into the top half, that's for sure. And starting to narrow that number down in front.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now we'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
Struggling a bit with the flat stick, and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Well, too bad, he gives one back. Moving on to 16 now. This is one where you sort of lick your chops, Frank, because it's pretty short, 161 yards. Where's the challenge here?
Where the fish go. That big lake on the left, that's the challenge.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Frank, where has that been?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies.
Frank, the 17th here at TPC Boston underwent quite a radical change.
Yeah, that renovation and that redesign that they did, it changed the character of the hole, but they still kept that big mound in the middle of the green. So that second shot is still punishing if you misjudge it.
And players nursing a lead, they might want to think about playing it safe down the right side, but if you're trying to make up some ground, you could try to fly the church pews that divide the fairway into 2 sections, and that would give you a nice short wedge in.
Yeah, give you a short wedge in, but really the risk, is it worth it? Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
14 feet to the hole. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole, and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? He didn't go past the miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. On to the finishing hole here at TPC Boston. What can we expect, Frank?
Drive down the left side, and then it's all about the second shot.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Set to go, not an easy shot by any means. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
That'll put the smile back on the face.
So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is professional with a capital P right there.
That's stealing.
All right, Frank, now to the sixth hole. It's a 465-yard par 4. What are the keys?
Well, it's framed beautifully by the trees just in front of the tee, so you know exactly where you're trying to go down there. Two little bunkers on the right if you stray a little right, and if you stray a little left, you might just make it to the water.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design.
That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
We're at the seventh hole now, a Boston strong 600-yard par 5.
But it's reachable. There's enough mounding there. If a tee shot catches one of those mounds, it could kick another 20 or 30 yards and certainly make this reachable.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway.
Second shot.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough.
Pretty good result right there, considering
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Third shot, looking for a good one.
Should be safely on deck.
And to generate some momentum here at the seventh hole. This for birdie.
par yesterday, now for birdie. Wow, I thought he made that. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage, and you're not going to birdie every hole.
That is a painful bogey at the seventh hole. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
In for a bogey. Hole number 8 now, 213 yards in length, a par 3. And Frank, what can we expect?
Really narrow at the front of this green. A lot of mounding. Ball normally kicks towards the left. One place you don't want to go, though, is that left bunker. The bunker shot's all downhill from there.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Settles in over the putt.
So the short miss, and those are painful. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Real golfers, by the way, do not eat tuna sandwiches at the turn. They eat a hot dog, right?
Well, yeah, but if you make a mess of 9, then you're making hamburgers.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Vijay Singh, Charlie Hoffman, and Big Henrik Stenson. They all have one thing in common. They all tied for the low tournament score at TPC Boston, 22 under.
And they're all good. Yeah, this is a golf course that obviously gives in to the longer hitters. And if there's just a little bit of sting taken out of the greens, then these long hitters have a huge advantage.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Suddenly a ray of sunshine with that birdie.
There is hope. Now in the top 25.
3 rounds in the books, outside the top 10 going to the final 18. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. And it makes the green in regulation. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle. Obviously, you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take two.
Starting to make a nice move. Birdie and 4 under par for the tournament.
I'm loving that balance.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And with this shot, he is on the fairway over 300 yards.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And he's made the green. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. For a bad score on the card, that's par. Frank, here at the 16th, you really see this sort of New England character, don't you?
Yeah, that stone wall now protects that sort of two-tiered green. And it sort of...
Never a pleasant moment, the drop after you've gone into the water, but here we are. So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water.
Hazard?
Maybe wet. Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Has to regroup, playing his 5th shot after hitting it in the water.
Yeah, it's not all lost. Once again, check the yardage, check the wind, start again.
Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Frank almost at the house, but still some work to do. 412-yard par 4 17.
Yeah, just poke something down that right side. Really, it's the second shot. You've got to worry about that big mound in the middle of the green.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
Had every chance of going in.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
This can be a cruel game at times. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey.
He's made it. On to the 18th and a big par 5 to finish out the round.
Yeah, fun way. Let's see, course record 61. What can you do here?
Frank, the 18th here at TPC Boston has generated a lot of buzz through the years, hasn't it?
It has, and those changes have just made this finishing hole so much better. The fact that they've narrowed up the front of the green, they've made that left side more severe. Now you can't bail out on the left. If you do, it's an awful little pitch or even a putt up the hill.
The addition of that pot bunker, Frank, how has that changed the hole?
Well, if you stray off the tee or find one of those bunkers with your tee shot, you really have to be aware of exactly the distance that little pot bunker is away. Because if you just sort of whack it out of the bunker and lay it up there, you find the next bunker, then you're in trouble.
Nothing wrong with that one. Only about 15 feet away and a chance for birdie.
A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
how you maintain momentum and make those putts for par. So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So I think golf's the winner today.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, of the Orlando Classic.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
No, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Well, for such a strong man, weak putt.
Now I'll have to make this just to avoid making Michael Dublé. So with that, the score is now at even par. Now at the 8th, and Frank, this really is a clever design, fun hole to play.
Very pretty hole. That bunker down the left, just over 300 yards. Ideally, you just work it off that bunker.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Second shot from 160. Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's hit.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
So this is his fourth shot after the last one found the water.
Yeah, it's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring